Throughout history, there's been sightings all over the world of large winged creatures soaring through the sky. In Indonesia, there are stories of a massive bat like creature that roams the jungles of Java. In Maryland, the elusive snallygaster is often described as a large half reptile and half bird. In the late 1960s, there were numerous sightings of a massive bird like creature with glowing red eyes. Known as the Mothman, this creature, or one similar to it, would be seen years later around the time the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded. In October of 1903, a strange winged entity would be witnessed around the town of Van Meter, Iowa. This cryptid became to be known as the Van Meter Visitor. This case is very compelling due to the multiple witnesses involved, all deemed extremely credible, and the fact physical evidence was found as well, and multiple sightings that have continued to present day. Compared to other winged cryptids, the Van Meter Visitor has several similarities and differences. Unlike other well-known winged cryptids, the Van Meter Visitor is said to have a horn protruding from its forehead that also shoots a bright light. Said to be bulletproof, the creature is reported to be 8 to 9 feet tall and capable of jumping great distances quickly and flying at incredible speeds. It is said to have a distinct foul smell that one never forgets. While different in many ways from cryptids like the Mothman, Kongomodo, and Ahul, the creature is said to resemble a pterodactyl, which is a common comparison made with Ahul and Kongomodo. The monster was seen on several different nights by reputable people in the community. The first night, dealer U.G. Griffith shot at the creature as it flew at unbelievable speeds, hopping across building tops and shooting a light down at the ground. The next night, the town doctor and bank cashier Peter Dunn saw the winged being while guarding the bank and opened fire at it. The night after, O.V. White, who is one of the most accurate shooters in town, woke up above his hardware store and shot at the creature. It was sitting atop a telephone pole. The shots woke up Sidney Gregg, who was sleeping in his store nearby. Gregg witnessed the creature and said the monster hopped like a kangaroo. Another witness that night was a local high school teacher who saw it and likened it to the devil. Unlike other winged cryptid sightings, this case was able to produce some physical evidence. The evidence was a plaster cast of the three-toed footprint it left behind. This was made by one of the witnesses, Peter Dunn. After the sightings, it was reported by some people who live by the old coal mine that strange noises were coming from inside it. Several men were asked to watch it one night to see if anything came out. Then, two creatures, one larger and one smaller, emerged from the mine. They emitted a flash of light and quickly flew away into the sky. It was reported the creatures emitted a terrible odor when this occurred. The men who witnessed it hustled back to town and let the police know. The men of the town then formed a posse and knew at this point where the creature now dwelled. The next morning the men gathered with their weapons and headed to the mine. There, the creatures would return again, emitting their foul odor and strange noise. As the men saw the creatures descend, they fired relentlessly, but it didn't seem to affect the hovering entities. With ease, they descended into the mine. The men had a simple plan though: seal the mine and trap the creatures inside forever. The men got to work and blasted and were able to successfully seal the mine. It is said they trapped the creatures forever. Or was there another exit? There has been a number of sightings that have occurred since 1903. While there's none in the early 1900s, there are some interesting ones in modern day. Throughout the years, quite a number of people in the area have reported seeing a winged creature in the sky. In the 1980s, a man who had recently relocated to the area and wasn't familiar with the legend or the story would have a sighting. He was walking near the coal mine and allegedly saw a 5 foot long bat like creature fly over his head. In the 2000s, a family were returning home to Van Meter when they spotted what they said was a giant bird like creature dead on the side of the road. Later, the man went back to investigate, but the corpse was gone. In 2006, a pastor waiting for a friend in Colfax, Iowa, said he saw a dragon in the sky. Later, he Googled Iowa dragon and saw a picture of the Van Meter visitor. The sketch was what he had just seen. Another report occurred in 2014. A couple camping in Iowa City said they encountered a giant bird. In 2020, in Boone, Iowa, another sighting occurred as well of a giant bird. And these sightings here are just the documented and recorded sightings. It should be noted, though, that gauging size of a bird in the sky can be quite difficult. Over the years, many theories have developed regarding what the Van Meter visitor is or was. The first is that this was some type of biological cryptid, an undiscovered species. Perhaps the creatures spend most of their time under the earth, and this helps explain why they are so elusive. Other theories are that these creatures are extraterrestrial, possibly demonic, or from another dimension. There doesn't appear to be a dominant theory around what they are, but some say that if they were really bulletproof, then that might suggest something supernatural in nature. It should be noted that the name Van Meter Visitor was chosen specifically because it was a non-threatening name. Chad Lewis chose this name as he believed it was important to note the creatures might have came in peace. There appears to be more sightings and reports of some massive winged creatures coming in still. Is this another cryptid or what the people saw in 1903? Let's hope someone snaps a photo or records a video of this entity at one point.